on our main card for UFC 254, taking place on ESPN Plus starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for those on the eastern seaboard of the United States. We've got Lauren Lucky Murphy taking on Liliya Shakirova in the UFC Women's Flyweight division.
Liliya, honestly, she's stepping in on short notice, I believe, because obviously it was supposed to be Murphy and Calvillo. And as soon as you step in on short notice, I don't tend to favour you. I tend to favour the ones who've had the full camp and who have been training for this fight, whereby you've got that fight to step in on a week's notice, albeit you've seen a couple of performances in recent weeks and recent months with fighters stepping in on a week notice, coming up clutch in that fight because they genuinely want to show their skill set on the highest level. And Liliya could be that woman, but I'm not too sure. I mean, she's got a good background in freestyle wrestling and she's impressed in her various promotions over in Kazakhstan. She's improved her stand-up in recent times with the striking, employing a good use of boxing, various kicks and spinning back fists. But if you looked at her in the last couple of fights, she is vulnerable, getting hit. And I think Murphy certainly does have good enough boxing to sort of take advantage of that. Although Shakirova has sort of displayed some powerful takedowns and strong ground and pound against the opponents, I think this is going to be a tough test for Shakirova because honestly, this is a different kettle of fish. I mean, she's competing in the UFC for the first time, not some professionals competing in Kazakhstan. With Murphy, she's certainly got the experience as well. She's very well-rounded, combines good striking with some solid grappling, but she doesn't necessarily stand out in one area. She's just very well-rounded, and I think she certainly gets the job done in this weekend. I don't think we'll see a finish. I reckon Lauren Murphy will get it done by a decision.
I don't dislike very many people in the UFC. I'm more of a fan or neutral. I do not like Lauren Murphy. She annoys me and she bugs me, but I think she cruises to a pretty convincing win via unanimous decision. And I hate saying that because if I could, I would love to pick an upset against her. That's all the airtime she gets.
Was it from her stint on The Ultimate Fighter?
She was so annoying. She was the worst on that show. But no, she's been that way. I've heard her post-fight interviews. So I can't remember what it was. She said something after the Roxanne fight too that I just that it might be because I already didn't like her. I don't know, but I don't want to talk about her anymore. She's gonna win. She's gonna win by decision. It's gonna be great. Whatever.
I'm going to kind of echo what James says. Shakirova, she obviously in those other fight promotions that she's fought on, I think she's 8-1 overall record, and that one fight was actually pretty close. That was one of the fights that I watched of her. She's pretty aggressive. She's got some good wrestling. Unfortunately, I just think there's levels to this, and they're throwing her in against Lauren Murphy, who's going to be the bigger fighter. And I think what's going to happen is the first round I actually think will be super competitive. And then I just think Lauren Murphy's just going to end up taking over. I think Lauren Murphy's going to win decision pretty easily.
Nice. Liliya Shakirova, 8-1, taking the fight on short notice, like you mentioned. She's on a 3-fight winning streak. She has a wrestling base, nice knees in the clinch. She'll utilize a jab and low kick, mostly to gauge range, though. She looks really, really like rudimentary on the feet. Her striking defense doesn't look very good. She doesn't look comfortable at all. But yeah, her path to victory would be taking Murphy down and just kind of ground and pounding her. That's the only path to victory I see. But her best attribute being wrestling, she's not even very good at that, in my opinion. Like, just against the local competition that she was going against, she didn't seem, too overwhelming or anything. So her taking this fight against Lauren Murphy on short notice, Lauren Murphy, she's on a 3-fight win streak of her own. She's got 5 TKO wins, 5 decision wins, 5 decision losses. She's definitely faced the better competition. She's I just look for Lauren to pick her apart on the feet and to avoid getting taken down. She has the better cardio, in my opinion, as well. And she's got a 67% takedown defense. So, yeah, this fight stays on the feet. I see Lauren Murphy actually TKOing her. Either she has a lot of late round finishes in her career. So either the second or the third, Lauren Murphy TKO.
I think I just want to add on this before we go to this next one. I think one thing you could look out for if you're looking for looking to go against Murphy on this one would be the travel over to Abu Dhabi and the time change and when she's fighting and how she adjusts to that time change. Shakirova, she's not going to have that big of a difference in time change for her. So, I mean, maybe Murphy gasses out. I don't see it. I just think she's the bigger fighter. So I just wanted to add that in there for everybody that's listening.